The morning was calm at the cemetery where Officer Ethan Carter was to be buried. It was meant to be a moment of respect and mourning, but no one could predict what would happen next. The funeral, which had started in silence, would soon transform into an unbelievable mystery that no one would ever forget. In the midst of the mourning, the sound of a frantic bark pierced the air. Max, Ethan's police dog, began barking uncontrollably. He was beside himself, as if something was possessing him, something no one could understand. Max had never acted like this before. Always calm, loyal, and unwavering, the dog was now in panic and no one knew why. Why is he acting like this? Everyone wondered. What was happening? Max was not just a police dog. He was Ethan's best friend, a partner who could not be separated. From the moment Ethan joined the police force in 2017, he had made a firm request to be assigned to the K-9 unit. Max, at just 3 years old, had already lost his previous partner in a shootout and was struggling with trust. But when he met Ethan, everything changed. The bond between them grew stronger than anything, becoming unbreakable. Together, they hunted criminals, saved lives, and became inseparable. Nothing could tear them apart, or so they thought, until that final battle. Max and Ethan were called to intercept an armed gang. Something felt off during the mission, but they couldn't imagine what was about to unfold. The shootout was brutal. The gang outnumbered them, and the gunfire left several officers wounded. Ethan was gravely injured, but what happened next was even worse. When the gunfire stopped, Ethan was in critical condition. The bleeding was severe and he was rushed to the hospital. But something tragic and unexpected occurred. Ethan did not survive his injuries. The news spread quickly. Officer Ethan Carter was dead, but Max didn't believe it. The dog wandered the house for days, sniffing Ethan's bed, waiting for his return. But the day Max was hoping for never came. Ethan was buried, and no one, except for Max, seemed to realize that something was terribly wrong. The day of the funeral arrived. Max, with a mournful expression, lay beside the coffin. But something strange happened. Suddenly, Max jumped up, walked over to the coffin, and began sniffing frantically. His barks grew louder and more intense, as if he were trying to warn everyone about something. People tried to pull him away, but the dog refused to stop. He was out of his mind. The tension in the air was palpable, and something felt off. The officers present, now perplexed, decided to open the coffin against the police chief's orders. What was happening? As the coffin lid was lifted, screams echoed throughout the cemetery. Ethan's mother, looking at the officer's face, screamed in horror, "That's not my son!" Relatives began to scream in panic, but Max, suddenly calm, sat down quietly, as if everything had finally made sense. The mystery was about to be revealed. The funeral was halted. The police rushed to the hospital, and what they discovered was unbelievable. On the night of the shootout, 2 officers had been brought to the hospital. One died from his injuries, but the other, gravely wounded, had been put into a coma. In the chaos, the 2 bodies had been swapped. The officer who died wasn't Ethan. He was in a coma. Ethan, in fact, had survived. The truth was now being revealed in a dramatic and unexpected way. When Ethan woke up, it was like a miracle. The shock was immense, but he quickly realized that despite the pain of losing his partner, he had been given a second chance. And who had solved the mystery? Max, his loyal dog, who never gave up on finding his partner. Ethan and Max, now more united than ever, returned to work together. Their loyalty was unshakable, and nothing, not even death, could ever break that bond. This is not just a story of mystery and revelation. It is a story about loyalty, friendship, and the strength of the invisible bonds that connect us. Ethan and Max show us that, Not even death can break true loyalty. If you were moved by this story, subscribe to the channel now and share it with your friends. Click the bell icon for more revelations that will touch your heart and soul.